Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned into Esoteric Guidance, and my name is Nehru. Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome into our newest public subscriber, Maybe Not. Thank you so much. Welcome in. That is their name, Maybe Not. That's their YouTube channel name. All right. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey. Thank you so much for being on your journey, I suspect, of enlightenment and awakening. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into more of the ancient book of Jubilees. And again, thank you so much for making this series the most popular series thus far on the channel of the canonical texts. Okay, so we are at the point where we left off in the 30th chapter, and Dani, okay, was taken by Chechem, okay, and people, okay, and she was raped, okay, and Jacob, who was her father, sent her brothers, okay, his sons, Jacob's sons, went and took her back and took the land, the possessions of the people that were in that land. They raped her. Okay, so that's where we are at this time. Chapter 30. And let me say this to anyone, YouTube employees or otherwise, that attempt to block, compress, subdue, or silence the truth that I am speaking, I assure you, your house will fall. My spiritual entourage will bring plagues to your house, to your bloodline. You want to know why people are dying all around you? Yeah. Google has a $425.7 million lawsuit. Cash App has another $27 million or $25 million lawsuit. YouTube, you are next for stealing money and for shadow banning creators' information. Your lawsuit might be twice as much as Google's. It's going to happen. You mark my words, collective. You mark my words, listeners. It's going to happen. And on the new moon of the month, Jacob spake to all the people of his house, saying, Purify yourselves, cleanse your house, and change your garments, and let us arise and go to Bethel, where I vowed a vow to him on the day when I fled from the face of Esau my brother, because he has been with me and brought me into this land in peace, and put away the strange gods that are among you. Okay. The video that I posted, the Sabbath service today, is on the 10 Commandments. I encourage you to go listen to that. It's a very different point of view on the 10 Commandments. That video is up on this channel platform and ready to be viewed. Again, same thing with that video. You attempt to silence the truth. Again, YouTube employees, whoever owns YouTube, when your wife dies and your kid dies and they end up with cancer, brain aneurysms and all that shit, you will understand why. You will understand why. Okay? And they gave up the strange. I just got clear sentient something. Just smelled some perfume or something. I hope that's a divine being, because if you're not, Archangel Metatron, get their ass out of here. Return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. And they gave up the strange gods that which was in their ears and which was on their necks. So they wore things associated with these false gods. Thou shalt have no other God before me. That's not Jesus. That's not Issa. That's not Yeshua. That is the Almighty Eravat, the great I am, the Lord of the sheep, the Lord of the shepherd, the one who's omnipresent and omnipotent. Jesus is not omnipresent. They are seated at the right hand of Most High. They are not omnipresent, so don't worship Jesus, Catholic Church. And the idols which Rachel stole from Laban, her brother, she gave wholly to Jacob. And he burnt. It's funny that she stole stuff from him because Laban was a sorry ass. Laban was a user, a narcissistic something. Okay? He kept lying to Jacob. And he burnt and brake them to pieces and destroyed them and hid them under an oak which is in the land of Shechem. And he went up on the new moon of the 7th month of Bethel. Okay? So, even back then, this is confirmation that they went by moon cycles. Again, these are things the general public do not want you to know. The Vatican, they do not want you to know, okay, that you can use moon portal cycles in order to bring about changes in your life. Okay? Cleanse your house, just as Jacob commanded his people. Cleanse your house, cleanse your body. Full body cleanse and house cleanse has been coming out in the tarot readings. I am not a tarot reader. I am an empath. That's why tarot isn't the only thing that's on this channel. And in fact, it's not even the majority of videos on this channel. The majority of videos on this channel is exposing karmics through other means and helping us become our highest, purest, truest self. Okay, and exposing the truth about religion, which is death. And he built an altar at the place where he had slept. And he set up a pillar there, and he sent word to his father Isaac to come to him to his sacrifice and to his mother Rebekah. And Isaac said, "Let my son Jacob come, and let me see him before I die." And Jacob went to his father Isaac and to his mother Rebekah, to the house of his father Abraham, and he spake to his sons with him, Levi and Judah, and he took his 2 sons, I think I said spoke, and he came to his father Isaac and to his mother Rebekah. And Rebekah came forth from the tower to the front of it to kiss Jacob and embrace him. And her spirit had revived when she heard. Okay, so Rebekah was of age, was, older in age. Okay. Behold, Jacob thy son has come, and he kissed him, and she kissed him, and she saw his 2 sons, and she recognized them and said unto him, "Are these thy sons, my son?" Okay. So she had not met her grandchildren yet. Okay, there was no Facebook, couldn't post a picture. And she embraced them and kissed them and blessed them, saying, "In you shall the seed of Abraham become illustrious." Okay, illustrious collective. "And ye shall prove a blessing on the earth." And Jacob went in to Isaac his father to the chamber where he lay, and his 2 sons were with him. Oh, sorry about that. And he took the hand of his father, and stooping down, he kissed him, and Isaac clung to the neck of Jacob his son, and wept upon his neck. And the darkness left the eyes of Jacob, and he saw the 2 sons of Jacob, Levi and Judah. So Jacob was a healer. All right. So you see that. Okay. He revived his mother's energy, and his father's eyes were made to see. Okay. Let's find out real quick the ages of Rebekah and Isaac. How old was Rebekah, Jacob's mother, when she died? 133 years old. Rebekah, mother of Jacob, was traditionally believed by Jewish rabbis to have died at the age of 133. This is supported by the Midrash, which suggests that the Torah did not mention her death due to public shame of her burial being handled by her wicked son, okay, Esau, and was thus performed at night. So 133 years old. How old was Isaac, Jacob's father, when he died? I'm just waiting on the internet. It is slow here. That has been a pet peeve of mine, or an irritant. And now there's no internet connection. Again, very common thing here, so I apologize. Give me just one moment. Okay. 180. Okay. So 133 and 180. Okay. It's interesting, that one of the things that have been coming out in the cards is a Gen Y and a Gen X union. Okay. All right. So two different generations of beings coming together. It's interesting that the age difference here is 133 to 180. So whoever the divine masculine is, or whoever the divine feminine is that's supposed to be coming towards you, collective, who's concerned about age, and the darkness left the eyes of Jacob, and he saw the two sons of of Isaac, and he saw the two sons of Jacob, Levi and Judah, and said, "Are these thy sons, my son? For they are like thee." Okay, they look like you. And perhaps he sensed their spirit as well. Perhaps they were healers. Are these, and he said unto him, that they were truly his sons, and thou hast truly seen that they are truly my sons. And they came near to him, and he turned and kissed them and embraced them both together. And the spirit of prophecy came down into his mouth, and he took Levi by his right hand and Judah by his left. And he turned to Levi first and began to bless him first, and said unto him, May the God of all, the Lord, the very Lord of all the ages, bless thee and thy children throughout all the ages. And may the Lord give thee and to thy seed greatness and great glory, and cause thee and thy seed from among all flesh to approach him and to serve him in his sanctuary as the angels of the presence and as the holy ones. Even as they will the seed of thy sons be for glory and greatness and holiness, and may he make them great unto all ages. And they will be princes and judges and chiefs of all the seed of the sons of Jacob. They will speak the word of the Lord in righteousness, and they will judge all his judgments in righteousness. Okay? So they will stand as the earthly Sanhedrin council. And they will declare my ways to Jacob and my paths to Israel. The blessing of the Lord will be given in their mouths to bless all the seed of the beloved. Thy mother has called thy name Levi, and justly has she called thy name. Thou wilt be joined to the Lord and be the companion of all the sons of Jacob. Let his table be thine, and do thou and thy sons eat thereof. And may the table be full unto all generations, and thy food fail not unto all the ages. So may you never in your lineage experience famine or lack. And let all who hate thee fall. I just heard degradation. May no degradation come upon you. And let all who hate thee fall down before thee, and let all thy adversaries be rooted out and perish. And blessed be he that blesses thee. Okay, collective, those who bless you are blessed. Earth angel, light worker, star seed, healer, empath, truth speaker. Okay. And cursed be every nation that curses thee. Same thing. And to Judah he said, may the Lord give thee strength and power to tread down all that hate thee. A prince shalt thou be, thou and one of thy sons, over the sons of Jacob. May thy name and the name of thy sons go forth and traverse every land and region. Then will the Gentiles fear before thy face. That's Gentiles are simply the enemy. That's simply the karmic energy. All the nations will quake, and all the people. That is the people. See, the nations are the people in canonical text, not the land. If it's the land that they're talking about, they mention the land. No matter how small it is, they mention the land specifically. When they say nations, they're talking about you and I. In thee shall be the help of Jacob, and in thee be found the salvation of Israel. And when thou sittest on the throne of the honor of thy righteousness, there will be great peace for all the seed of thy sons of Israel, all of the seed of the sons of the beloved. Let me read that again. There will be great peace for all the seed of the sons of the beloved, and blessed will he be that blesseth thee. And all that hate thee and afflict thee and curse thee, that's what cursing means in the Bible, witchcraft. That's what it means. Again, 10 Commandments today, it's a different perspective. Go take a listen. Shall be rooted out and destroyed from the earth and accursed. And turning, he kissed him again and embraced him and rejoiced greatly, for he had seen the sons of Jacob, his son, in very truth. This is probably something that Most High told Isaac, that you will see your son's sons. And at some point, I don't know this for sure if it's in canonical text, but at some point, Isaac was probably like, but I'm blind. At some point when he started to lose his vision, how will I see my son's sons? How will I see the next generation? How will I, But Jacob is a healer. So when Jacob came back in to his parents' house, his eyes were open. And, same thing with Abraham and Sarah. You will give birth to a divine child in your youth or in your old age. Right? Geriatric pregnancy. 35 is not even close to being old. They were more than Rebecca. Listen to this. Rebecca and Isaac were more than 35 years apart. 35 years is nothing. Medical science has you scared to give birth to a child when you're 40 or 50 and birthing a starseed into this lifetime. 60. Medical science has women feared of that, and man too. But guess what? At the age of 90, what did Sarah do? And in fact, she did not believe. She laughed. How will I give birth to a child in my old age? She laughed. I'm surprised Divine even did that, because she laughed. I'm surprised. And there's a baby. Hear the baby in the background? Okay. And he went forth from between his feet. I apologize if I was holding my hand over the microphone for a moment. And he went forth from between his feet and fell down and worshipped him. And he blessed him. And Jacob rested there with Isaac his father that night, and they eat and drank with joy. And he made the two sons of Jacob sleep, the one on the right hand and the other on his left. And it was counted to him for righteousness. And Jacob told his father everything during the night, how the Lord had shown him great mercy and how he had prospered. Okay, how Most High had prospered him in all his ways and protected him from all evil. And Isaac blessed the God of his father Abraham, speaking of, who had not withdrawn his mercy and his righteousness from the sons of his servant Isaac. And in the morning Jacob told his father Isaac the vow which he had vowed to the Lord, and the vision which he had seen, and he had built an altar on that moon cycle, and that everything was ready for the sacrifice to be made to the Lord, as he had vowed, and that he had come to set him on an ass. Okay, so Jacob is wanting to take Isaac to this land, to this altar. And Isaac said unto Jacob his son, I am not able to go with thee, for I am old and not able to bear the way. Go, my son, in peace. So here we go. At this point in time, for I am 165 years this day. I am no longer able to journey. Set thy mother on the donkey, on the ass, and let her go with thee. Okay. So there was a 47 year difference. Okay, that may be significant. 1947, 1974, or any other, 1874, 1847, however. Okay. All right. And let her go with thee. Okay, so they were 47 years apart. Okay, how rare is it today that a marriage lasts for 47 years? And I know, my son, that thou hast come on my account, and may this day be blessed on which thou hast seen me alive, and I also have seen thee, my son. Mayest thou prosper and fulfill the vow which thou hast vowed, and put not off thy vow, for thou wilt be called to account as touching the vow. So when you make the vow, stick to the vow. Honor the vow. Now therefore, any type of vow, it could be an oath, a military oath. I do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States, to defend it against all enemies, both foreign and domestic, whatever that is. The soldier's creed, military officers take oaths, politicians take oaths, law enforcement, lawyers, attorneys, they take oaths, okay? Honor those, okay? And bring justice. Now therefore make haste to perform it, and may he be pleased who has made all things, to whom thou hast vowed the vow. And he said to Rebekah, Go with Jacob thy son. And Rebekah went with Jacob her son, and Deborah with her. And they came to Bethel, and Jacob remembered the prayer with which his father had blessed him and his two sons, Levi and Judah. And he rejoiced and blessed the God of his fathers, Abraham and Isaac. And he said, now I know that I have an eternal hope, and my sons also, before the God of all, and thus it ordained concerning the two. And they recorded as an eternal testimony, again, Akashic records, unto them on the heavenly tablets how Isaac blessed them. Chapter 32. And he abode that night at Bethel. Levi dreamed that they had ordained and made him the priest of the Most High God, him and his sons forever. Again, I remind us about the dream that I had the other night with the Council of Light. A literal dream I had with the Council of Light. It was a ceremony. And he awoke from his sleep and blessed the Lord. And Jacob rose early in the morning on the 14th of the month, and he gave a tithe of all that came with him, both of men and cattle, both of gold and every vessel and garment, yea, he gave tithes of all. And in those days, Rachel became pregnant with her son Benjamin. Okay, any of these names could resonate for anything that whatever you're going through at this time, collective, any of these names. And Jacob counted his sons from his upwards, and Levi fell to the portion of the Lord. And his father clothed him in the garments of the priesthood and filled his hands. And on the 15th of the month, he brought to the altar 14 oxen from amongst the cattle, and 28 rams, and 49 sheep, and 7 lambs, and 21 kids, baby goats, of the goats, as a burnt offering on the altar of sacrifice, well pleasing for a sweet savor before Most High, before God. Okay? This was his offering. So look at all that he gave, and this was a tithe of his blessing. All of that was a tithe of his blessing. How many people in this world today have 40 or 49 or more sheep, 29 or more rams? We don't have to do this today, thankfully. But again, speaking to the prosperity of Jacob. This was his offering in consequence of the vow which he had vowed that he would give a tenth. Okay? So, if he gave 49 sheep, he had 490 sheep. Okay? If he had 28 rams, okay, he had 280 rams. If he gave 21 kids, baby goats, okay, he had 210 goats. All right? With their first offerings and their drink offerings. And that is wine, I'm certain, okay, from the vats that they were using back then. And when the fire had consumed it, he burnt incense on the fire over the fire, and for a thank offering 2 oxen and 4 rams and 4 sheep, 4 he-goats, and 2 sheep of a year old, and so mature, and 2 kids of the goats. And thus he did daily for 7 days. Again, rituals. These are the things that those are the things that Yeshua, Jesus, was learning about for 18 years as he traveled from the ages of 12 or 13 to the age of 30 when he officially started his ministry, where the Bible picks it back up. They want you to believe he was subject to his parents for 18 years. That's a bunch of bullshit. He was not subject to his parents. Okay? He was traveling, learning rituals, meditations, meeting with those high vibrational light workers, star seeds, high priests, high priestesses that are mentioned in canonical texts. Okay? Levi just had a dream that he was going to be a high priest. So there's a high priestess. That's in Tarot. Okay, again, that's what Yeshua was doing for 18 years. And he and all his sons and his men were eating this with joy there during 7 days and blessing and thanking the Lord. I have a very strong statement to make, and it is just my point of view and where I've ascended to. Okay? Don't go to church. Okay? Don't go to church. I just got a message notification. Okay? And it's I just got a confirmation. It's for the battery, but it was a notification that came up on the battery for the phone right at that moment. Okay? Don't go to church. Okay? Until them motherfuckers get right, don't go to church. And I can assure you, the vast majority of them are not. If they only speak from the Bible, don't go to church. Don't. They are keeping you claustrophobic, like spiritually. Don't go to church if they only read from the Bible. Don't go to that church. Okay? That's a warning for someone, or a heads up, or whatever. Okay? And again, you don't have to. Listen to what I'm saying. And he and all his sons and his men were eating this with joy there during 7 days and blessing and thanking the Lord. He who had delivered him out of all his tribulation had given him his vow. I can't tell you the shackles that were released from me when I left the Rock of Central Florida in August of 2022. I can't tell you the shackles that were released from me. I cannot even begin to tell you. And he tithed all the clean animals and made a burnt sacrifice, but the unclean animals he gave not. Okay, so give your best to Most High. Thank him when you open your eyes in the morning. Don't wait until the evening or when shit go bad and then get on your knees and pray. No, honor him first thing. Honor them first thing in the morning. And always. Okay? Most people treat church like a therapist anyway. I'm gonna go to church today. Ooh, what's wrong? I'm gonna meet with the minister today. Ooh, what's going on? They never assume that it's for good news. If you meet with the minister or the pastor, it has to be for something that's bad. That's the way of the world. That's the way of the church. That's what the church has become. 3310 on the video timer. That is 133, Rebecca's age at her ascension. But the unclean animals he gave not to Levi his son, and he gave him all the souls of the men. And Levi discharged the priestly office at Bethel before Jacob his father in preference to his 10 brothers. There were 12. Jacob his father in the presence of Jacob's brothers. And he was a priest there, and Jacob gave his vow. Thus he tithed again the tithe to the Lord and sacrificed it, and it became holy unto him. And for this reason it is ordained on the heavenly tablets as a law for the tithing again, the tithe to be eaten before the Lord from year to year. And in the place where it is chosen that his name should dwell, and to this law there is no limit of days forever. This ordinance is written that it may be fulfilled from year to year in eating the second tithe before the Lord in the place where it has been chosen, and nothing shall remain over from it this year to the year following. For in its year shall the seed be eaten, so the freshness thereof. Okay, enjoying it while it's fresh. For in its year shall the seed be eaten till the days of its gathering of the seed of the year, and the wine till the days of the wine. See? And the oil till the days of its season. And all that is left thereof, and becomes old, let it be regarded as polluted. Again, freshness. Okay? Divine don't want your stale crackers at the communion. Divine wants the fresh crackers. Sea salt crackers. And let it be burnt with fire, for it is unclean. And thus let them eat it together in the sanctuary, and let them not suffer it to become old. And all the tithes of the oxen and sheep shall be holy unto the Lord. I'm going to have to meditate after this. I'm getting something that I'm going to have to really talk to Most High about. And shall, and has nothing to do with this text, and shall belong to his priest, which they will eat before him from year to year. For thus it is ordained and engraven regarding the tithes on the heavenly tablets. That is what it means to meditate on the word day and night. When divine gives you a word, it means to meditate. Not think about it. Meditate. Silence yourself, still yourself, and meditate. That's what that means, to meditate on the word day and night. It doesn't mean to just think about it, and it doesn't mean to read the Bible every day. Okay? The only time I even look at a Bible scripture is as a reference. I probably hadn't sat and actually read the Bible. It's probably been 20 years since I sat down and read the Bible. I don't even, okay? Only when specifically guided to do so. And on the following night, on the 22nd day of this month, Jacob resolved to build that place and to surround the court with a wall and to sanctify it and to make it holy forever for himself and his children after him. And the Lord appeared to him by night and blessed him and said unto him, Thy name shall not be called Jacob, but Israel. So on earth, there's a name that your parents give you. That is not your spiritual name. Okay? But Israel shall thy name be, or shall thy name. And he said unto him again, I am the Lord who created the heaven and the earth, and I shall increase thee and multiply thee exceedingly. And kings will come forth from thee, and they will judge everyone wherever the foot of the sons of men have trodden. Something that is coming to me right now as I'm reading this, I am thinking about other extraterrestrial beings, as I am, as some of you are. I'm thinking about other extraterrestrial beings in other forms, on other planets, in other portals, on other spaces. And I'm wondering, what is the word of the Lord to them? What are their texts? What are the things that Most High has given to them? Or is it as I see it, and earth is the proving ground, and all the other places are higher vibrational? Okay? Planets, stars, they're all of higher vibration. The beings are of higher vibration. Earth specifically is the proving ground. I wonder. Okay? The testing spot. Area 51. And I shall increase thee and multiply thee exceedingly, and kings will come forth from thee, and they will judge everyone wherever the foot of the sons of men has trodden. And I shall give to thy seed all the earth which is under heaven, and they will judge all the nations according to their desires, and after that they will get possession of the whole earth and inherit it forever. Okay? There's a lot of material on earth that speaks to the human existence and experience. There's not a lot of information on earth that speaks to the extraterrestrial existence. Those texts, those things needs to be written and released here, revealed here, or found. And I shall give to thy seed all the earth which is under heaven, and they will judge all the nations, the people, according to their desires. And after that, they will get possession of the whole earth and inherit it forever. And he finished speaking with him, and he went up from him, and Jacob looked till he had ascended into heaven. You ever have a visitation by Most High? And he saw in a vision of the night, behold, and behold, an angel descended from heaven with 7 tablets in his hand, and he gave them to Jacob, and he read them, and knew all that was written therein, which would befall him and his sons throughout all the ages. And he showed him all that was written on the tablets, and said unto him, do not build this place, and do not make it an eternal sanctuary, and do not dwell here, for this is not the place. Divine could be telling some of you that it was 41:44 when I looked at the video timer. 41:44. Divine could be telling you, you thought that was your place. I thought Central Florida was my place. I thought the Rock of Central Florida, Steve and Kim Parker, were my place. That was not my place. At some point, probably around 2015, 16, while I was still on dialysis, I started to sense that there was some shifting happening. Okay? And that land was not the land that I thought I was going to be permanently in. That was not the land. Okay? So things began to shift. I began to know that I was going to be leaving that place at some point in time. I didn't know how. I didn't know when. Okay? My focus was on manifesting healing at that time. 7/7/2017. Okay? So Divine could be telling you the land that you are in now is not yours. It could be your mother's or father's. Again, Jacob was sent out to establish a new land, a new house, in a different land. Okay? Go to the house of Abraham thy father, and dwell with Isaac thy father, until the day of the death of thy father. For in Egypt thou wilt die in peace, and in this land thou wilt be buried with honor in the sepulchre of thy fathers with Abraham and Isaac. Fear not, for as thou hast seen and read it, thus will it all be. And do thou write down everything as thou hast seen and read. And Jacob said, Lord, how can I remember all that I have read and seen? That's a good question. I ask that even with the dreams that I have, even with the vision that I have. Wait a minute, wait. Can you show me that again? As I make sure I catch all of the details. And he said unto him, I will bring all things to your remembrance. Thank you, Most High. Third eye, crown, Divine brings all things to your remembrance, all truths. And he went up from him, and he awoke from his sleep, and he remembered everything which he had read and seen, and he wrote down all the words which he had read and seen. And he celebrated there yet another day, and he sacrificed thereon according to all that he sacrificed on the former days, and called its name Addition. For this day was added, and the former days he called the feast. And thus it was manifested that it should be, and it is written on the heavenly tablets. Again, what those are, Akashic records. Those are often called the Lamb's Book of Life. That is a separate book. Okay? But that is most commonly what you hear as far as heavenly books or tablets. Okay? But there are Akashic records. Wherefore, it was revealed to him that he should celebrate it and add it to the 7 days of the feast. And its name was called addition, because that it was recorded amongst the days of the feast days, according to the number of the days of the year. And in the night on the 23rd of this month, Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and they buried her beneath the city under the oak of the river. And he called the name of this place the River of Deborah, and the oak of the mourning of Deborah. And Rebekah went and returned to her house to his father Isaac. And Jacob sent by her hand rams and sheep and he-goats, that she should prepare a meal for his father, such as he desired. And he went after his mother till he came to the land of Kibraton, and he dwelt there. And Rachel bare a son in the night, and called his name Son of my sorrow, for she suffering and giving birth. But his father called his name Benjamin. On the 11th of the 8th month, in the first of the 6th week of the Jubilee, whatever Jubilee they were in. A Jubilee is every 25 years, as a reminder. Okay. And Rachel died there, and she was buried in the land of Ephrath. And the same is Bethlehem today. And Jacob built a pillar on the grave of Rachel, on the road above her grave. So, a tombstone. I think we'll stop there. Okay. So, this is the ancient book of Jubilees. Okay. And we have just finished chapters 31 and 32. Okay. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. Again, my name is Nehru. This is Esoteric Guidance. The purpose of the channel is to enlighten us to become our highest, purest, truest self. It doesn't matter if that's through spirituality or through the awakening of the truth about what has been written and what has been left to us. Again, divine giving Jacob these downloads and these visions and things in regards to what to do, how to protect your lineage and your bloodline, who's going to be the high priestess, where they're going to be, sending sons out into new lands to establish new lands for them to be out on their own, okay? And for them to establish their own house, okay? But for us to become the highest, purest, truest version of ourselves is the reason why I am here. And not on YouTube. That's the reason why I was birthed on 11/29/1974. Okay? Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. Again, to our newest subscriber, whose name is Maybe Not, thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of the journey here and a part of the collective energy. Thank you so much, as always, everyone, and be encouraged.